We add decimal numbers in very much the same way that we added whole numbers in the past. Remember, the important idea in adding whole numbers was to rewrite the numbers so that the digits with the same value were vertical with one another. You see, so that we're always adding digits of the same value. Same is true with decimals, so we're going to rewrite and then add as our basic technique. Well, suppose we want to add these numbers, and one additional idea when collecting a number of decimals like this is that we might want to take a precaution here. We might want to estimate the result. And that's even true, maybe even more true when we're using a calculator, because we might miss a digit here or there, and our answer might turn out to be extraordinarily different from the true answer. And we wouldn't even know it if we didn't go through this estimation process. And the estimating can happen very, very quickly. Here's how it might go on this one. To estimate the result here, we would perhaps round off to some convenient digit like, the nearest one, the nearest whole number, you see. So to the nearest whole number, well, let's see, the ones digit is here at the 7. We look at that digit, it's 3, so we drop it off. So to the nearest whole number, this is 17. And this number to the nearest whole number is simply 1, because we look at the 0, it's below 5, so we drop it off, and this is just 1. Then we look at the 16 and 5/10. The 5 is 5 or bigger, so we make this one larger, and to the nearest whole number, this is 17. Now we add 7 and 1, 8, 8 and 7, 15. Write down the 5 in 15 and carry the 1. 1 and 1, 2, and 1, 3. So 35 is our estimate here. Well, let's go through the whole process of adding these. We first rewrite in such a way that the digits having the same value lie vertical to one another. So we'll write down 17 and 32 hundredths. So 17 and 32 hundredths. The really neat thing about decimals is that this alignment business is made very easy because of the position of the decimal point. If you just line those decimals, you see all the other digits kind of fall into a proper place. This is 1 and 579 tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10 thousandths. But if we put the 1 here, you see the decimal here, just line those decimals and just write down the digits and we're pretty safe. So 0579, 0579 to the right of the decimal. Now 16.5 or 16 and 5/10. So just align the decimals and away we go. That's all there is to it. Now, in this process, I encourage you to write large, make the digits big, keep everything as organized as possible. Notice the alignment here of digits. That's a very important idea. You see, to keep things in line like that. Give yourselves plenty of space between the digits, left and right, and really you're not going to have much trouble with this. In the process of adding, when there are vacancies, like here's a vacancy, and a vacancy, it's okay to fill those vacancies with zeros if you want to. You don't have to, but if you just kind of want to block it off and look at a lot of digits to add, you can do this kind of thing. You see, in this number we have 5/10, but we have no hundredths and no thousandths and no 10 thousandths is what the zeros are telling us here. But it might help in blocking this off to be looking at the digits you see in each column, the same number of digits in every column. But again, that's up to you. You can either put the zeros or not. 0 and 9 and 0 would be 9. 0 and 7 and 0 would be 7. 2 and 5, 7. 3 and 0 is 3 and 5, 8. Now bring down that decimal point. You see, straight down into the answer. 7 and 1, 8. 8 and 6, 14. Write the 4 in 14, carry the 1. 1 and 1, 2, and 1, 3. So 34 and 8,779. Now let's name it. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10 thousandths. So 8,779 10 thousandths, you see, is the decimal part of this. Okay, so this number, is this number close to that number? Well, it certainly is. It's very close to this number, so this is probably a correct answer. Here we're adding a whole number with a true decimal fraction. By the way, this is still a decimal because there is a decimal point here which is understood but not generally written. When we talk about whole numbers, we don't generally think about a decimal involved in it, but it has one that's implied, and it's just to the right of the rightmost digit in the whole number. And we need to realize that in order to set this up for addition. So for 7, it's really 7 and no tenths, no hundredths, and no value for any of the other digits to the right of the decimal either. But in setting it up, we might write this then as 0.57, and now the decimals line up, you see, and we can add rather easily. It's a relatively trivial situation, but it's important to realize that whole numbers have decimals implied in them as well. All right, so adding here 0 and 7, 7, 0 and 5, 5. Decimal point comes straight down into the answer, 7 and 0, 7. And that's all there is to it. Here we have a problem involving money, and money, dollars and cents, involve decimals. And the problem says you have $273.47 in your checking account. You make deposits of $42.21, $15, and $60.05. What is the balance in your account, assuming that we haven't made any withdrawals or written any checks in the meantime? Well, to find the balance, we just need to add the amounts of money. We start out with this amount of money, and we're going to add the amounts for each of the deposits. Now, before we start, we again might want to estimate the answer, and to make the estimate, we might want to round to the nearest whole dollar. To the nearest whole dollar, let's see, we look at the 4, it's less than 5, so we lop it off. To the nearest whole dollar, this is 273. To the nearest whole dollar, $42.21 would be simply $42 because we're going to lop off this. Because the 2 you see is less than 5, we'll lop it off, that's 42. And let's see, $15 to the whole dollar is $15. And then $60.05 is $60 to the nearest whole dollar. And now adding here, 3 and 2, 5, and 5, 10, and 0, still 10. Write down the 0, carry 1. 1 and 7, 8, and 4, 12, and 1, 13, and 6, 19. Write down the 9, carry the 1, 1 and 2, 3. So $390 is our estimate. To find the exact value, we need to write the amounts of money and add them vertically. Remember, it's just a matter of alignment that's so important. I'm going to come out to the right side because I feel like I want to write the numbers a little larger than I might have room for right here. But I have $273.47. I've got a deposit of $42.21. I've got another deposit of $15. Now, don't forget that with whole numbers, the decimal is understood to be to the right of the rightmost digit. So this is 15 with a decimal to the right. Now, we don't have to write that decimal if we don't want to, but for emphasis, I'm going to write it here. And I'm going to even put that we don't have any cents associated with this amount of money. So $15 even is 15.00. All right, and then another deposit of $60.05. So $60.05. Once again, the emphasis on aligning the decimals vertically. All right, now we add 7 and 1, 8, and 5, 13. Write the 3, carry a 1. 1 and 4, 5, and 2, 7, and 0 and 0, still 7. Bring down the decimal point. 3 and 2, 5, and 5, 10, and 0, still 10. Write the 0, carry 1. 1 and 7, 8, 8 and 4, 12. 12 and 1, 13. 13 and 6, 19. Write the 9, carry the 1. 1 and 2, 3. $390.73. We estimated this total to be $390, and certainly this is very near that, so this is probably the correct result.